In the late 18th century, in the newly formed United States, a curious and largely forgotten experiment in democracy unfolded in New Jersey. Between 1776 and 1807, evidence from poll lists confirms that women, at least some property-owning women, voted in meaningful numbers. These early female voters left a faint but significant mark, serving as a prelude to the much broader suffrage movement that would ignite decades later. Yet by 1807, this window closed when New Jersey's legislature restricted voting to white men. For the next several decades, the idea of women at the ballot box faded into obscurity, overshadowed by the prevailing belief that a woman's proper place was firmly within the home, far from the rough and tumble of politics. Despite this retreat, the seeds of change quietly began to germinate. The early 19th century in America was an era of reform and upheaval. The Second Great Awakening swept across the nation, encouraging individuals to seek salvation not only for themselves, but for their society. The air was thick with moral fervor, and women found themselves drawn into reform movements that promised a better, more just world. Abolitionism, temperance, and prison reform appealed to their sense of justice and moral duty, while women's public roles remained sharply limited, confined largely to domestic responsibilities, with little access to education, property, or public life. These movements offered a rare space for women to organize, speak, and lead. Yet even as they raised their voices to demand freedom and dignity for others, women reformers encountered the unyielding boundaries of their own status. In 1840, two American women, Lucretia Mott and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, traveled to London to attend the World Anti-Slavery Convention, only to be denied full participation because of their sex. Forced to sit in a segregated gallery, barred from speaking or voting, they experienced an indignity that left a deep impression. It was a moment of awakening, a stark reminder that the struggle for justice would have to include their own rights. Returning home, Mott and Stanton began to envision a new kind of